If your cat headbutts you, they're trying to tell you this. Asterisk, when your cat headbutts you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it's adorable. But behind that little bump, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your cat can do. And if you respond the wrong way, or miss the message entirely, which most owners do, you could be overlooking one of the most profound things your cat will ever try to tell you. Asterisk. Let's start with what that headbutt really means. 1. It was never just a hello. When your cat bumps their head against you, most people think it's a simple greeting, a cute little hello. But here's what most owners don't realize. Your cat has scent glands embedded in their forehead, their temples, and along their cheeks. When they press their head against you, they're not just making contact. They're leaving an invisible mark. That mark is a pheromone signal, a chemical fingerprint that says this belongs to me. Cats don't do this casually. They don't headbutt furniture. They don't do it to strangers. They do it to the things they value most. In the wild, cats within a bonded group rub their heads together to create a shared colony scent. It's how they signal we belong to each other in a way words never could. When your cat presses their forehead into you, they're performing that same ancient ritual. They're weaving you into their world. That's not just affection. That's belonging. And if you think that's the whole story, wait until the end. Because there's one specific type of headbutt your cat does that most owners completely misread. What it actually means changes everything. Asterisk, 2. They chose you. And that choice, random asterisk, have you ever noticed your cat headbutts certain people and completely ignores others? That's not personality. That's a deliberate decision. Cats are not indiscriminate with their trust. They watch, they assess, they calculate over weeks and months whether a person is worth the vulnerability of full contact. Because pressing their head against you requires them to close their eyes, lower their guard, and expose the top of their skull to a creature 10 times their size. That calculation ends with either avoidance or a headbutt. There's no middle ground. Here's what most owners miss. Scientists studying feline social behavior have noted that cats reserve direct head contact, what's technically called bunting, almost exclusively for individuals they've placed in their inner circle. Not just their comfort zone, their inner circle. So if your cat headbutts you, and not someone else in the house, that's not a coincidence. They've run the numbers. They've decided you're one of theirs. Think about that for a second. Asterisk, and hey. If this is making sense to you, take a second to hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is trying to tell them. Asterisk. 3. Their brain is releasing bonding chemicals, and so is yours. Here's where it gets scientific. When cats within a bonded pair engage in mutual head rubbing, something researchers call marking, both animals experience a release of oxytocin, the same hormone that bonds mothers to children, the same chemical behind human feelings of love, safety, and deep connection. Now here's the part most people don't know. This isn't a one-way transaction. Studies on human-animal bonding show that oxytocin levels rise in both the cat and the owner during close physical contact, including head pressing. Your cat's tiny gesture is triggering a real neurochemical response in your brain. That flutter you feel when your cat bumps their head into your chin. That's not just sentimentality. That's biology. Your nervous system recognizing a bond signal, the same way theirs does. You are genuinely wired to respond to each other for the retelling you I'm not afraid of you. They're telling you I'm not afraid of you. Think about what a cat's head means to them. It carries their most vital senses, their eyes, ears, nose. Instinctively, it's the last thing they should willingly press toward a threat. In the wild, a cat that exposes its head to another animal is a cat that has made a definitive judgment. This one won't hurt me. Your cat can't use words. They can't say I feel safe with you or I'm not scared anymore. So they say it with their forehead. Every single time your cat headbutts you, they are making a declarative statement. You are not a danger to me. You are not something I need to survive. You are someone I move toward by choice. That's not instinct. That's trust built, brick by brick, day after day, interaction after interaction. And they're expressing it in the only language they have. Not because they have to, because they mean it. 5. When your cat does it at a strange moment. Pay attention. Most people notice headbutts at feeding time, when they get home, or during a long cuddle session. Those make sense. But what about the ones that come out of nowhere? You're sitting quietly, not paying attention to your cat at all, and suddenly bump, a forehead pressed gently against your hand, or your knee, or your face. That kind of headbutt is different. It's not a greeting. It's not a habit. It's a check-in. Cats are extraordinarily sensitive to their owner's emotional state. Researchers have documented that cats respond to subtle shifts in body language, breathing patterns, and even cortisol levels, the hormone released when you're stressed or anxious. When something changes in you, they notice before you do. That unprompted headbutt in the middle of a quiet evening. Your cat detected something. A tension in your posture, a change in your breath, something too small for you to consciously register, but loud and clear to them, and they responded. Not with words, Not with noise, just a quiet press of their forehead against you. That means, I'm here. I noticed, you're not alone. Asterisk 6. If they stop, don't ignore it. Asterisk if your cat used to headbutt you and suddenly doesn't. Don't assume they've gotten bored or independent. That's not how cats work. Cats are creatures of deep habit. They don't abandon rituals they value without a reason. A sudden withdrawal from head contact almost always means something has changed, and it's worth taking seriously. Sometimes the cause is physical. Pain, illness, or discomfort can make cats avoid touch they previously welcomed. If your cat winces or pulls back when you try to pet their head, a vet visit is worth considering. Other times, it's environmental. A new animal in the home, a change in your schedule, a shift in the household energy. Cats are sensitive to disruption in ways we underestimate. What feels like a small change to you can feel like a seismic shift to them. And occasionally, it's relational. If something startled your cat during a moment of closeness, they may have quietly retreated to protect themselves. It's not rejection, it's self-preservation. Watch for the pattern. Because a cat who stops offering closeness is a cat who still needs it. They've just decided, for now, it doesn't feel safe enough to ask. 7. The one headbutt that says everything. Asterisk. Remember at the beginning when I said there's one specific type of headbutt that most owners completely misread? This is it. You've probably experienced it. Your cat approaches you slowly, makes eye contact, and then, instead of a quick bump, they press their forehead against yours and stay there, still, quiet, sometimes for a second, sometimes longer. In feline body language, this is called a head press. And between bonded cats, it's one of the rarest and most intimate gestures they have. It isn't a greeting. It isn't it's an act of complete, unguarded presence. When a cat holds their forehead against another's, they're not doing anything. They're not seeking food, not marking, not communicating a need. They're just there, choosing to exist in that moment, in contact with someone they trust, more than their own survival instincts would normally allow. When your cat does that to you, they're not being cute. They're offering you the rarest thing they have. A moment where they've let every defense down completely. Where they're not a predator, not an animal running ancient survival code, just a small creature that chose you. And they're asking for nothing in return. Just to be here, with you, for one quiet second. That's everything.